individually, this is going to make and mark significant positive changes in your life. Again, that forward movement, new counterpart connections, or soul family connections, or reconciliation with counterparts, and new higher consciousness in new higher ways, because you're on that new frequency, you're on that new timeline, you're in that new energy. Because remember, you're evolving, you're growing. And so the interactions that you have, the engagements that you have, what you're manifesting is going to be on that new higher frequency. So positive changes coming in. But there's also going to be a shift within the collective, the global collective. Remember, the global collective is going through an ascension process as well. You might not be able to see it, but try not to judge other people for where they are, because they're going through it. You've gone through it. You're continuing to go through it, but you've gone through like your dark night of the soul. You've gone through so much of integrating that shadow back into the light, recognizing your light. You've gone through your darkness, so to speak. So many of the global collective is now going through theirs. And that's where we have to have compassion, because they might not be as conscious. They might not be as aware. Now, there are multiple paths up the mountain. Nobody has to follow your path. Your path is personal to you. And you might be part of a segment of a collective, but you still have your own personal path. So stay true to that. Stay true to yourself. Community is going to be extremely important right now. That unity energy, extremely important right now. The collective energy, extremely important right now. While you hold compassion for where everybody is on their journey as well. So it's holding the space for others, for where they are. It can be really, I speak from experience when I say all of this. It can be really challenging to, look at people, especially those that you love, and feel challenged by that, by where they are. Maybe if they are not as aware as you are of their own healing and their own wounding or their own journey, so to speak, they're still operating in the unconscious. It can be challenging because you love them so much and you want them to shift, you want them to heal, you want them to grow. This is especially if it's family that you have known your whole life. It changes the family dynamics as well. It can be extremely challenging, but that's where your job is, to hold that space. You have grown more conscious to kind of lead the way, not in a controlling way, not in a you have to do this way, but to lead the way by holding the space, holding the light for their evolution, for their own growth, for their process. And to have patience. That's what holding space is. It's to have patience for where everybody is in their own process. And not judging that, but allowing yourself to have compassion for that. So your embodiment, your evolution, your shift in consciousness, your ascension has paved the way for others to begin their shift in consciousness. And remember too, this is not this society, our human structure likes to pit people against each other and weave the way of competition. Competition can serve a purpose in that it can motivate us to be better, right? But it also has its downfalls. It also has its divisive, separatist energy. And that's what we're moving out of. So when I say, that you've paved the way and that you're leaders, it's not that you are above anybody. It's that you have gone through your ascension, again, to hold that space without judgment, with compassion, so that you can light the way for others who are just beginning their journey or who are scared of that journey. Because that journey can be very hard. It can be hard to look at yourself. It can be hard to see your shadows. It can be hard to see your darkness or experience that darkness. It can be hard to even recognize your light and see your light, especially if you have spent your lifetime in that kind of darkness. It can be scary to go through an evolution like this. It can be scary to connect with the core of yourself and the truth of yourself, your authentic self, if you've been wearing a mask your whole life and that mask was your survival mode. It can be scary stepping out of that survival mode, but that's where we have non-judgment. That's where we have compassion and grace for everyone. That's where the unity energy comes through and why it is so important. And so your ascension has been vital for paving the path, not as a superior or inferior energy, but in a, I've been here. Let me hold your hand and walk with you so that you know that you're not alone, so that you know that you have people in your corner, you have support, you have love, you are loved, you are love itself.